Lesson 1, digital data infrastructure. The basic tools that brands have used to collect consumer data have been around for more than 25 years as of this year, 2020, although there are changes certainly on the horizon. 5 things that we will talk about. We'll talk about how measurement plays an important role in any organization by enabling business growth through a combination of understanding and accountability. We'll see how a great number of companies have built businesses around the collection of data and measurement of various elements of a brand's marketing efforts. We'll talk about digital cookies, tags. We'll introduce the idea of sign-in. All of these things are being used to provide the technical foundation of digital data collection and have been for decades. We'll examine how presently there is no single digital solution that measures the full journey of a customer. We'll talk about why that is and how companies and solutions are approaching trying to get the best solution that they can. Finally, we'll talk about digital marketing measurement and how it covers a wide variety of objectives, platforms, tactics. We'll talk about the primary categories of that measurement approach. So the benefits of measurement. Why do companies measure? There's really three primary reasons. One is to set a source of truth. It's just to give that brand a place that it can look to for understanding, for security, as it tries to make sense of the world and the environment around it. The second is to derive insights, using the data that is collected for measurement to give them insights into how they can improve their marketing efforts, learning what works and what doesn't work. And finally is to put those insights to use. It's to optimize over time, to create better programs and better marketing campaigns based on the insights that they've derived from their source of truth, right? Those three reasons together are why brands measure, why it's important to collect that information. There are a wide variety of companies that will help brands do elements of that or everything. These brands either focus on a particular, or these companies focus on a particular aspect of a company's measurement and collect data there, or offer end-to-end solutions for brands to select as well. All of them, though, really have been using the same kind of tools here for a while to collect data and help brands make sense of the digital data they're working with. The two primary tools are cookies and tags. Cookies you can think of as a text file that gets dropped on a consumer's computer when they go visit a website. And that text file really is almost akin to a name tag for a consumer. It's a little bit of information that helps the brand or the website recognize who that consumer is. Tags are JavaScript code that loads and fires when a page is loading. And now that tag will have the page do some kind of activity. It can be to go drop a cookie. It can be to go collect a cookie and read a cookie. Those two in conjunction, as you as a consumer are kind of moving through the internet, visiting various sites, are happening everywhere. Cookies are being dropped, tags are firing to kind of collect or modify that information. The other element that can be working here and that is becoming much more important is the idea of you signing on. Surely if you go and visit Facebook, for instance, you are always signed on, right? They don't allow for anonymous use of their platform. Others, like a YouTube, do, so you're not required to sign on. But when you do sign on, that then allows the platform, in this case we're talking about Facebook, say, to identify all activity that you are taking and assign all that activity back to you, which really obviates the need for cookies on their platform. But those cookies provide important insight for Facebook as they seek to understand how consumers are operating outside of Facebook, right? What they were doing before they showed up on the Facebook Facebook platform. These tools are important because if you think about a consumer's path on the web, no one entity has the ability to see all of that interactivity from beginning to end. Google knows everything that you're going to do on a Google site. They know very well. It's provided that you are signed in, right? Facebook, as I said, certainly knows everything you're doing on Facebook because you are always signed in. But once you're outside of Facebook, their view into what your activity is a little more hazy and is really reliant on cookies and tags. The recent activity to block some of that cookie usage is taking a situation where brands only see slivers of your activity and now even reducing further what they do see. What that means is that providers in the space, third parties, others who want to know how you're behaving outside of their owned and operated platforms are becoming much more reliant on modeled projections of where they think you are going and how they think you are performing, because they're just not getting that data any longer. Despite all these challenges, right, the way that brands think about measurement really do center around 4 different categories. There is brand impact. It is, this is my brand. How are consumers perceiving my brand? How do they think about me? Are the efforts that I'm doing with my marketing either improving that perception or driving more awareness of my brand? All those things kind of measured around a really intangible asset, the brand. Second is what we'd call consumer outcomes. It is how are consumers behaving, who is buying my products, who are doing what we call micro conversions, which are the important activities leading up to that final sale, right? It's are they visiting my website? Are they clicking on the parts of my website that I want them to? Are they visiting my stores if I have retail locations, right? All those things that are leading up to a sale would be considered outcomes, as would the sale as well. Third category is customer value. It's the idea that we can look at a consumer and based on their purchase behavior and history and projected future with us, assign them value that is unique and different from other consumers, allowing us to kind of market to them in a different way. The fourth category of measurement for a brand is what we call attribution. And attribution seeks to answer the question, are the marketing investments I'm making earning a return for me? And what is that relative return across those various channels? So attribution will take the efforts, the money that I am placing into television, radio, digital search, online video, on and on and on, and seek to tie those platforms back to consumer behavior and give me a sense for which ones are working and which ones are not.